It's a topic most older men never talk about, but quietly wonder about every single day. You're over 70. You've lived through wars, careers, heartbreak, joy. But when it comes to your private health, there's one subject you may have pushed to the back of your mind: masturbation. And here's the truth that nobody tells you. Many senior men are still practicing this natural habit, but with outdated knowledge, wrong assumptions, and harmful routines that may quietly affect their heart health, hormones, energy levels, and even sleep quality. I recently sat down with a retired firefighter, strong, proud, 76 years old. He told me, "Doc, I still take care of myself down there, but I feel more drained lately. Is it age, or am I doing something wrong?" What he learned changed his whole perspective. And now, you're about to hear the same truth. In this video, we're breaking the silence. We'll walk through 5 common masturbation habits that many older men unknowingly practice, and how they might be quietly sabotaging your health, independence, and masculinity. Even more important, you'll discover simple, respectful, science-backed changes to protect your body and your confidence. This isn't a shame video. It's a health conversation every senior man deserves. So if you're ready to take back control of your well-being, starting from the most private part of your life, let's dive in. Mistake number 1, doing it too often without recovery time. Let's start with the most common question I get from senior men. Is it okay to still do it, even daily? Well, the answer isn't black and white. It depends on how your body's handling recovery. And unfortunately, many men over 70 don't realize they're pushing their bodies too hard in silence. After 70, your body's hormone levels, especially testosterone, begin to naturally decline. Your nervous system and cardiovascular system also take longer to recover from stimulation and arousal. So frequent masturbation without enough recovery time can lead to chronic fatigue, poor sleep quality, lower libido, anxiety or irritability, even mild heart strain, especially if underlying conditions are present. Unlike in your 30s or 40s, your body now needs more time to bounce back after each session. Think of it like a workout. Too much, too often, without rest, can wear you down over time. Look, I'm not saying you have to stop. This is a personal, private, and healthy part of life. But I've seen so many older men come in, exhausted and confused, thinking something's wrong with their heart or their mind, when all they needed was better rhythm and balance in their personal habits. So if frequency and recovery are something you've never thought about, wait till you hear the second mistake, because it's not about how often, but how you're doing it that might be hurting your health even more. Let's move on to mistake number 2. Mistake number 2, using the wrong technique or position. Here's something most men never think twice about, but it could be quietly affecting your circulation, nerve health, and even your pelvic stability. How you do it matters more than you think. As men age, certain nerves and blood vessels become more sensitive and, unfortunately, easier to injure. Using too much pressure, squeezing too hard, or relying on a single repetitive motion or position, especially when sitting hunched over, can cause numbness or tingling in the pelvic area, trigger urinary issues or dribbling, lead to nerve compression and even temporary erectile dysfunction, aggravate back or hip pain, especially if posture is poor. Another hidden danger: Using positions that cut off circulation to the legs or lower back, such as long sessions sitting on the edge of the bed or in a recliner, can actually reduce oxygen flow to your lower body. And yes, over time, that can affect your performance and your long-term mobility. I've had men tell me, "Doc, I just do what I've always done since I was 25. But the truth is, your body has changed, and your technique needs to change with it. You wouldn't lift weights the same way at 75 as you did at 30, right? This is no different. Treat your body with more respect and awareness. You'll get better results and avoid unnecessary pain." Now you might be thinking, "Okay, I'll go slower and sit up straighter." But even if you've got the position right, there's another big mistake that could still hurt your health. And it has everything to do with your medications. Let's move on to mistake number 3. Mistake number 3, combining with the wrong medications or ignoring side effects. Now let's talk about something many older men don't even consider, and it's silently affecting your health every single day. What happens when your medications, the ones you take for your heart, blood pressure, or prostate, interfere with your body's natural functions in the most unexpected way? As we age, many of us find ourselves on multiple prescriptions. Medications for high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, or even prostate issues are common for men over 70. But here's the issue. Some medications can affect your sexual health in ways you may not even realize. For example, antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications often reduce libido and make it harder to achieve or maintain an erection. Blood pressure medications, especially beta blockers, can interfere with blood flow to the genitals, causing temporary erectile dysfunction. Painkillers, even over-the-counter ones like ibuprofen, can numb your sensation and reduce sensitivity. But here's where it gets trickier. Many men don't realize side effects build up over time, and what seems like a minor issue today can become a bigger problem down the road. When you combine certain medications, they may amplify these effects or lead to unpredictable results that affect both your sexual health and overall well-being. I always tell my patients, your body isn't the same at 75 as it was at 25, and neither are your meds. If you're on several prescriptions, talk to your doctor about possible interactions or side effects. It's not just about treating conditions, it's about preventing other problems. So now you know medications can throw a wrench in the works. But there's another key mistake that most men don't even know they're making. It's all about how you're managing stress. Mistake number 4, ignoring emotional and mental health. Now let's dig into something crucial but often overlooked, how your emotional and mental state can be just as impactful on your sexual health and overall well-being as anything physical. You might be surprised to learn this, but it's more common than you think. As we get older, it's natural to experience changes in our emotional well-being. But here's the catch. Mental health, stress, anxiety, depression affects more than just your mood. It directly influences your body's ability to respond to physical stimuli, including your sexual function. Chronic stress and anxiety, for example, can lead to lower testosterone levels, reduced libido and arousal, performance anxiety or feeling inadequate, increased risk of erectile dysfunction, fatigue and difficulty sleeping, which then worsens stress depression, a condition that many older men face, can make everything feel less enjoyable, including intimacy. When you're not feeling emotionally healthy, it's hard to feel physically good, no matter how much you try. I've seen it firsthand. I've had men in their 70s tell me, "Doc, I just don't feel the way I used to." And when we explore it, often it's a mental block or emotional stress that's holding them back. Your brain and body are more connected than you think. If you're under constant stress, or you feel down about your health or relationships, it'll show in your performance. Take time to talk to someone, whether it's a friend, family, or even a professional. Your mental health deserves just as much attention as your physical health. So now we know that your mind and emotions are critical, but there's another sneaky mistake many older men make. It has to do with not taking care of your physical mobility and flexibility. Let's move on to mistake number 5. Mistake number 5, not staying physically active. We all know how important it is to stay active, but here's the problem. Too many older men think they can't keep up with physical activity as they get older. But the truth, your body still craves movement. As we age, it becomes more important than ever to stay physically active, not just for muscle strength, but for heart health, circulation, and flexibility. Without regular movement, you risk stiffness in joints and muscles, decreased blood flow to key areas, including your genitals, loss of strength and balance, which increases the risk of falls, reduced testosterone levels, which are already naturally declining after 70, lower energy levels, and higher fatigue. If you've been thinking, "I'm too old for intense workouts," that's the first mistake. Even moderate exercises, walking, stretching, swimming, have huge benefits for maintaining your physical and sexual health. I understand. It's easy to feel like physical activity isn't for you anymore. But here's something I've learned after working with countless senior men. The body can do far more than we give it credit for. The key is to start small and gradually work up. Even 10 minutes of walking a day can make a world of difference. Now you might be thinking, "Okay, I'll move more. But what about my diet and nutrition?" That's a whole other aspect that's often neglected. Let's move on to mistake number 6, the hidden dangers of poor diet choices. Mistake number 6, neglecting nutrition. Here's something I see all too often. Men in their 70s or 80s who still think they can eat whatever they want and that it won't affect their health. But the truth is, what you eat has a direct impact on how well your body performs, both mentally and physically. At 70 plus, your body doesn't metabolize food the same way it used to. The wrong diet can lead to obesity, which increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even erectile dysfunction. High blood pressure from too much sodium in processed foods. Nutrient deficiencies, especially in vitamins like vitamin D and B12, which are crucial for energy, mood, and muscle function. Poor digestion, leading to constipation and discomfort. Increased inflammation, which makes joint pain and chronic conditions worse. You may feel like you're just getting older, but the truth is, a poor diet speeds up the aging process and makes everything worse. A balanced diet is the key to staying healthy, active, and strong. I know it can be tempting to indulge in comfort foods, but as you age, your body really starts to feel the consequences of those bad choices. I always tell my patients, you don't have to be perfect, but you can't ignore nutrition either. Start by swapping out processed snacks for whole foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Small changes can lead to huge improvements. Now that we've talked about the impact of food on your health, there's another critical mistake that can worsen everything we've discussed so far, and it's all about how you manage stress. Let's dive into mistake number 7 and see how stress can quietly destroy your health. Mistake number 7, ignoring stress management. It might sound surprising, but here's the truth. Stress is one of the most damaging things you can do to your body as you age. Many men think stress is just a part of life, but when you don't manage it, it can wreak havoc on your body in ways you might not even realize. When we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol, the stress hormone. In small doses, it's normal, but when stress is chronic, this hormone can lead to high blood pressure and heart disease, weight gain, especially around the belly, insomnia or trouble sleeping, decreased libido and sexual performance, immune system suppression, making you more susceptible to illness, increased anxiety, depression, and even erectile dysfunction. And the worst part? As you get older, your body takes longer to recover from stress. What you may have brushed off in your younger years can now take a significant toll on your health. Trust me, I know how tough it can be. Between family, health worries, and daily life, stress is almost unavoidable. But I can't stress this enough. Learning to manage it is crucial. I've seen patients who were physically healthy in most areas, but still struggled with their health due to constant stress. Take time every day to breathe deeply, meditate, or just take a short walk to clear your mind. It's those little things that can make a world of difference in your physical and mental well-being. Now that we've explored how stress affects your overall health, it's important to understand how all of these mistakes tie together. The good news is it's not too late to make changes and take control of your health. I want you to remember, health is a journey, not a destination. It's about the small, consistent steps you take every day that lead to lasting change. You can live a long, healthy life, full of energy, vitality, and joy. Take care of yourself now, and you'll thank yourself later. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video that could change your life. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Let's keep learning and growing together. Thank you for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.